Greetings and salutations, travelers of the internet. Welcome to the Lit Round Table. I'm Joseph.
And I'm Anna. We'll be your wise or not so wise mentors for today's audio adventure into all things storytelling. And today we're on episode 7. And we're talking about musicals, musical numbers, and specifically our favorites. We had a little confusion around this episode.
Right.
Because...
So I'll tell so basically this episode exists because of Hope, my wife.
Your wife?
My wife. So she was making a Spotify playlist that I believe was called Musical Numbers That Make Me Feel Alive Again.
Oh.
And then she was like, you guys should do an episode about musical numbers. And so we're going to do like a top 5 situation with honorable mentions like we normally do.
Right.
So it's hard though because there's so many. And
well, yes. That, and then when I was told the episode idea, it was during an anime night, and Hope said, I think you guys should do an episode about your favorite musical numbers. And in my head, I thought she meant like cinematic music moments. So I was thinking of like my favorite scenes from The Lord of the Rings where like the music comes in and it's epic. And then we had a little powwow last week where Joseph was like, how are those musicals coming? And I was like, what are you talking about, musicals? So, but not to worry. We are talking about the same thing today. We got it cleared up.
In Hope's defense, she did say musicals.
She did. It was totally it's because we were listening to the end music for Violet Evergarden, and we were talking about how epic the music for that show is. Which triggered her to remember the musicals idea, and I was still in Violet Evergarden epic music land.
It's all
good. But she was very clear. It was totally my brain. It was like not keeping up. So, anyway.
So with that being said,
yeah, it's hard to pick favorite musical numbers, guys, because there's a lot of them. And we grew up watching a lot of musicals at like our grandma's house and.
Right.
Whatever. So.
But not yes and no, because I know there's a lot of musical numbers that people will expect to be on a list of some sort, but these are very personalized lists. So sorry. I have actually never seen Wicked.
Oh, me either.
So Defying Gravity ain't going to be on here.
Nope.
Sorry. So anyway, with that being said, these are the top 5 musical numbers for 2 people who have not seen every musical in the world.
Right, but have seen a lot of musicals, just not a lot of popular, not a lot of the modern popular musicals. Yeah. Also, no Cats, but I don't think anybody would put Cats on here. I have seen Cats.
Memory is good. It's not on my list or even my honorable mentions, but I know that a lot of people like that one specific song.
Yeah. Our high school did that musical when I was a sophomore, and so I've seen Cats a whole bunch of times. But I've only ever seen high school students sing it, so it's not on my list. Sorry.
Did we watch
friends.
the train wreck of a movie that came out most recently? Did we watch that?
I have not, no.
Okay.
No.
Well, sometime you should, just because it's worse than high schoolers.
Oh gosh.
Anyway.
I don't know. Well, anyway. So, funny enough, none of my songs on my list are from any of the musicals that I helped with or was a part of.
Yeah, same. None of mine, not even my honorable mentions. No Music Man.
Nope.
Sorry, no Hairspray.
Music Man's actually very good, but yeah.
It is good.
It's not on my list.
It is good, but since I was around those songs so much in high school because of that play, I am burnt out of Music Man. So
totally
sorry.
Fair. I just honestly didn't think about it. I'm so curious to see what you picked that I didn't even remember. And then I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, ditto on that one, ditto on that one.
We're probably gonna name a lot of these off, and we're gonna be like, oh, I forgot that.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So I don't have my top 5 in any particular order, but I know that you have one that is your number 1.
Yes.
So, and then the rest are kind of whatever order. So I want to give you the opportunity to say your number one, since you know that one is for sure your favorite.
Okay, so this it's my
Okay.
number one. It's weird because it's reverse of last time. So
I know, but I didn't want to
no,
take
it's
the
fine.
chance that I would steal your number one
Yeah.
since you have a favorite one. You know.
Well, the thing is, I know. Well, no, I know you're not going to pick this one as your number one. I'm 100% sure.
Okay. My guess is that it's from.
Don't
can I just guess?
No, because you're going to take the wind out of my sails and you're going to steal my thunder.
I just have a feeling that I know what musical it's from because
you
that's
probably do.
That's the only one that I think you could say you're not going to pick this one because you know that it's not my favorite musical. But
I know that. Yes,
but that's okay.
So I know you're not.
I'm so sorry, but I want you to tell me. I want to give you all the wind in your sails. I want you to have the first reveal of your favorite song from a musical.
I for sure will. So go ahead and give me your last place one.
Oh, you don't want to go first?
Or no, I can go first then. That's fine.
Yeah, I want to give you I want you to reveal your number one, your favorite one, at the top.
Oh, okay.
Like, do it now. Okay. I'm giving you all the wind. It's all yours.
I'm so disoriented right now. I meant. Okay, yeah, okay. So we're gonna do it because normally you like build up to the number one.
I know.
You know, you end it with the number. Okay, we're just gonna do it.
So I'm building you up.
Okay,
you got this. You got
my
this.
number one is Phantom of the Opera.
But which song?
The Phantom of the Opera.
Oh. Okay.
From the now retired Broadway musical.
Okay.
Phantom of the Opera.
Well, okay, now I understand why you thought that my guessing the musical would take the wind out of your sails.
Man.
Because
you guessed
I didn't.
Before
I'm sorry.
we even started recording, you were like, I think it's Phantom of the Opera. You butt.
I just meant the musical. I didn't have any idea which song from the musical would be like your number one. Because I know that you really like the music from that one.
So I picked it for my number one because one, it's like I think one of the most famous musicals ever. And it had a really, really long Broadway run, which just ended. So it's kind of like respect to Phantom of the Opera. They had a good run, and now it's over. It's over now. The music of the night. I can't actually. Aww. So, okay, another thing that's going to be really hard about this is like saying these songs without like singing even a little bit of them and getting copyright strike. It's going to be really hard to not like hum the tunes of any of these songs. Yeah. But anyway, I first saw anything related to Phantom of the Opera at our aunt and uncle's house in Iowa. They had like a piano and like a thing with Phantom of the Opera because apparently they had gone to see it.
Yes.
Before, maybe more than once.
So I remember it was our aunt's favorite. Yeah.
Yes. So I remember asking her like about what that was, and she like told me, "Oh, it's Phantom of the Opera." I had no idea what that meant. And then flash forward to like high school. The first time I ever see Phantom of the Opera is the Gerard Butler as Phantom movie, the Phantom of the Opera movie. So. I have seen like stage performances on Netflix and stuff, which are very, very, very good. So I haven't only just seen the movie, but yeah, man, the music from that was really, really good.
Not that there's anything wrong with movie musicals, but I completely understand what you're saying about Phantom of the Opera being like a theater experience, like a Broadway experience.
Yeah, and also like they made some decisions with the movie that. Like there were parts of it that they just spoke instead of saying when traditionally they were saying like in the So, but anyway,
because it's an opera.
Yeah,
it should all be sung.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but the song "Phantom of the Opera" is like the song most associated with it, and it's my favorite song. So,
see, I thought maybe you would pick "Masquerade," which is like one of my favorite songs from Phantom of the Opera.
That one's very good. They're all very good. But.
The music in Phantom is super good. Like no shade to the music. This is a storyline that just like feels a little funny to me. But I have no room to talk because one of my favorite musicals is super problematic. So
I'm gonna guess it's this.
Yeah.
I think I know, but we'll get there. Sure. We'll get there.
We will. But I think if I had seen it I think I just saw it at a weird time in my life. Like, I think I was introduced to it at a weird time.
Oh, Phantom of the Opera?
Yeah. I think if I had seen it any other, like, as a younger person, maybe it would have been different or older. I don't know. Just one of those things, you know?
So now what's your top thing since we're doing it in reverse order?
Well, I don't know. I don't know that I have like, but you know what? I'll do my most problematic one. How's
Okay,
that?
let's just jump right in. Let's get to the controversy here.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
tell us why.
Yeah. Okay. So one of my top 5 is from Seven Brides for Seven Brothers.
I was wrong. I would have guessed wrong. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Continue.
I'm fascinated. Okay. Are you thinking Pocahontas?
No.
Oh gosh. What's the
I was
other
thinking
one?
of Holiday Inn because of blackface. That's what I was thinking.
You know what? Holiday. I do really enjoy Holiday Inn, but I think of it more as a Christmas movie. There's an airplane going over my house, so I didn't even think to put it. It didn't even occur to me to include it in this episode.
Hey man, I've got some on mine. Although not like Rudolph or like Frosty the Snowman.
Yeah.
I don't have those on mine, but
yeah, I just didn't think about it because it's not Christmas time, so my brain was not there. That's okay. No, so Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, problematic because they literally kidnap women and like coerce them into getting married.
and there's like some serious, what's it called? Is that like Stockholm syndrome when you like fall in love with your kidnapper or something?
Yeah.
Serious Stockholm syndrome.
Lots of that. So like problematic. And also like I love Bless Your Beautiful Hide. Mm-hmm. Like it's so catchy, but it's so awful. So yucky. Like so objectifying to women. Like it's not cool, but it's very catchy. So my favorite, the song that I picked from this musical to go in my top 5 is the Barn Dance, which technically doesn't have any singing, but it's Bless Your Beautiful Hide playing in the background while they like do this square dancing epic dance routine.
There's tons of dancing and they're like doing a barn raising thing. It's really, really cool. I will allow it.
Thank you. So I thought it counted because the song does have lyrics that you hear earlier on, and it's just like they replayed the melody for you for this part. But like that whole sequence of the barn raising is like top tier.
Yeah.
Like I wish I could square dance just so I could do that dance number.
It's very cool.
It's very good. So
I can't get over how like they're also just straight up like throwing hammers at each other.
Oh yeah.
Like
that was brutal.
Like you could kill someone, dude.
Yeah. The
I'm gonna throw a
Ponapis,
hammer at your head.
Not the best of dudes, but they clean up in the end. They become reformed. So
I mean,
anyway,
they kidnap women and they have a shotgun wedding because
but nothing actually happened.
They have like a Spartacus moment with a baby, and they're like, "It's my baby." Yeah. No, it's my baby.
Yeah, but it's a good movie, but just go into it knowing
it's dated.
Problematic, very dated. The singing though is phenomenal. Mm-hmm. The casting is really good. Mm-hmm. It's really fun. Anyway, okay, what's your next one?
Okay, so I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna say this is my order. So this is my second place.
Oh.
Okay. So
gosh. Well, mine is not going in any kind of order.
Fine.
So
that's fine. I'm gonna claim it. So my number 2, I'll Make a Man Out of You, from Mulan.
I didn't even think about Mulan. That one is so good.
It's so good.
Okay, I'm gonna ditto that for my honorable mentions.
Yeah.
Oh, that whole sequence is so good.
It's very, very good. And
you got the montage.
Yeah. Speaking of montage, Hope made like a fan video for that song forever ago, and it's like really awesome. And it's got like a bunch of the Disney guys like during some of their action sequences. I think I've shown it to you.
Probably.
Yeah. Like for the
probably when you were still dating.
Like a blazing fire. It's got a hunchback running across the cathedral with the rope while it's on fire, and it's like mysterious as the dark side of the moon. It's got like Aladdin with Jasmine at night on the magic carpet and stuff. Yeah, it's really good. So shout out to Hope for her really cool fan edit. So yeah, I'll Make a Man Out of You.
Is that on
top
YouTube?
Tier.
Can we link it?
No, it's not. It might be on Facebook. It might be on Hope's Facebook. But
well, that's not the same.
No, we shouldn't do that.
We can't link that. If it was on YouTube, we could. But never mind.
So yeah, I'll Make a Man Out of You is, I think, like top tier Disney musical number. I think it's it's my top, but it's even if it's not your top one, I think it.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's so good. I just didn't even think about
Yeah.
Mulan because I was thinking of like the 50 other musicals
Oh yeah,
that were in
the
my head.
1,000 other.
Yeah, so I think it would definitely get honorable mention for me, and would probably be in my top 10, like if we were doing 10.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll do a Disney. I'll match your Disney for Disney.
Okay. Do it.
So as everyone knows, probably if you've been listening to us for any amount of time, I really enjoy Pocahontas, even though also controversial.
Yeah.
But Just Around the River Bend, which I know is not like the song that you would think I would pick,
Yeah.
but like the conflict of character, like I could sing you the entire song from beginning to end. Like I know the whole thing. I love the part where she's like standing in the river trying to decide what direction to take, and she like makes a choice and goes down the more difficult path, which like excellent foreshadowing because yes, very difficult path. But like it's so beautiful. I love that song.
Yeah. Once again, beautiful music. Love the music. Dated.
You know, I have so many conflicted feelings on Pocahontas.
Well,
but the fact that it's telling a story as if it's historical while completely ignoring what actually happened to the person who is known as Pocahontas is really disappointing. So
that's my main gripe is just like if you know the actual story of Pocahontas, it's pretty but the music is really, really great. Like if that was the historical like story of Pocahontas, beautiful, but it's not. It's
not.
A little more nefarious than that.
She was a child.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think that I wish that it was just called something else.
Yeah.
Like that it just accepted itself as a fictional story instead of trying to like market itself as historical.
Just rename the characters something else and make them original characters.
Yeah, because I think it's a good introduction to like asking questions about how Native Americans were treated, and like the evils of colonialism and like how dangerous that can be for indigenous peoples and like land. Because like you know they came in and they cut down a ton of trees. Like that's also a problem.
Yeah.
Like the whole industrialization.
Yeah, and the us versus them mentality with like the Savages song, which is a really, really good song too.
It's so good. It's also in my honorable mentions.
Yeah.
But I'm going to talk more about that later.
Yeah.
Because I've got feelings about it. But yeah, so I think it could be a good introduction to like asking some of those really important questions. I just wish that it wasn't historically so yucky.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I hear you.
Okay, so what's your number 3?
Okay, my number 3. Now it gets more difficult because I have to choose. I think I know what my last place one is, so I have to choose between these other two. And I'm going to have to go with yet another Disney song.
Okay.
So it's going to surprise you because you would think it'd be like some other songs from this musical. It's a Lion King song.
Okay.
And I'm going with Be Prepared because it is my favorite Disney villain song ever. It's
in my honorable mentions, but yeah.
So good. I know the lyrics by heart. It's so good.
It's so good. The imagery is so good. Like the storytelling that they do of like the hyenas, like it's phenomenal.
Excellent. And it's so hammy over the top. Like the voice acting is so outrageous and amazing. It's perfect. So good. I love Be Prepared. I mean, of course, Hakuna Matata, honorable mention, Circle of Life, all that good stuff. But I just love Be Prepared so much.
Yeah, for sure.
I picked that one.
Love it. Okay. I don't have any more Disney in my top 5.
Me neither.
But I do have another animated.
Okay.
So I'm diving into Prince of Egypt.
I knew you would.
And I know. Honestly, I could have filled my whole top 5 with Prince of Egypt.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
All of them, honorable mention, Prince of Egypt as a whole.
Pretty much. But specifically for my top 5, I picked Through Heaven's Eyes. So good.
Yep.
Gets me right in the feels.
Top tier. That's a
And
great song.
I am learning that a lot of mine, well, not really. This one specifically is kind of like a montage scene where you see like it starts with Moses like kind of figuring out how to be a person outside of
Yeah.
the structure
Egyptian
that he's
royalty.
familiar
Yeah.
with. And like he's learning his value as a person and the value of other people and the value of community, and like it's beautiful. And it's
Yeah.
so like jovial. Like it's such a happy song. It's great.
Yeah. It's super catchy. It gets stuck in your head right away. Whoever the voice actor is for the
The dad.
old man, I forget the character's name or the figure's name.
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
Yeah, I don't remember. Jethro, high priest of
You're
something.
right. Yes, very good.
I had to like picture.
I knew it was a J name, but I couldn't figure out which one it was.
That was the whole me flipping through my data bank of movie dialogue to find the specific line where.
Well done. You have a very particular skill. Honestly.
Anyway, that's a great song. That's the one that I would pick if a Prince of Egypt song was in my top 5. It's not, but
yeah, it's okay.
So for my number
You're on 4.
I'm on 4. So I'm gonna go with My Shot from Alexander Hamilton.
Okay. Yeah.
So I know Alexander Hamilton was like a smash hit and broke all kinds of records and everybody loved it, and then everybody loved it so much that the internet decided that it was cringe. So
Which is a shame.
It's just something that happens to things that become super popular. Like,
yeah,
it is what it is. But you can't argue that the music is pretty phenomenal. It does highly romanticize like the person that was Alexander Hamilton. Like, it's also not 100% historically accurate, and it markets itself as being historically accurate. But they definitely take liberties with the character. But the music is really outstanding. I love the. It's just such a weird take on like that time frame of like rap music with the Revolutionary War and like a founding father of America. Like, that's just bizarre, but they pulled it off so well. And Lin-Manuel Miranda is a brilliant songwriter. I would argue that he's a better writer than he's a performer, but that's okay.
I think that he would agree with you.
Right. I still love him as Alexander Hamilton though, because you can tell that he's the person that wrote it, and there's like so much emotion he's able to convey.
Yeah. I saw an interview recently where someone asked him why he cast himself as the main character in that, and he was like, it wasn't really on purpose. It was because I felt bad giving another person that many lyrics for like the first run.
That's awesome.
And that it was just a lot to learn and to take in. And so, and when they were casting the other members, like he would do the Hamilton lines, like for them to play against. And then it just kind of happened.
I guess I'm him.
Whether or not that's true, I don't know. But I think that that's fair to be like, well, there's a lot of lyrics. So it didn't seem fair to make someone memorize all that for the first run. So, and I think he did a good job with Hamilton, honestly.
Right. Yeah. Oh, same. Same.
Yeah, and Hamilton would be in my honorable mentions. Like, yeah, like a lot of the Eliza and Angelica songs, Chef's Kiss. Like, so.
Oh yeah. Yeah, specifically the
wedding
Rewind
song.
one.
Yes.
Yeah, that was really good.
I love that song so much.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now this is your last place.
No, this is
my
number
you're
4.
And then I do my last place. Yeah.
So I'm gonna do a song from Mary Poppins.
Ooh, which one? They're all so good.
They are all so good. I picked "Step in Time"
because I
know, because I was thinking about like I was really trying to think about like what's happening with the dancing and the singing in these songs when I picked them. Just Around the River Bend doesn't have dancing, but it does have like movement and musicality with it. And Step in Time is like all dance with super fun song on top of it. And like, I have so many fond memories of you and I watching Mary Poppins and like trying to be chimney sweeps for Step in Time because it's so fun. And
It's
Dick
such a
Van
good
Dyke
one.
is phenomenal. Like, what a
Yeah.
gem.
Yeah. People make fun of his accent in that movie, but I think it was
I think it's funny. I think it totally works.
lovely.
Who cares?
I love it.
It's a riot.
And that would be, if I had to pick a song from Mary Poppins to put in mine, I think it would have also been that one.
Yeah.
I have a couple more from Mary Poppins for my honorable mentions, but yeah, Step in Time is awesome. I love that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Your last
So,
one.
my last one is fairly recent. It's From Now On from The Greatest Showman.
I didn't put anything from The Greatest Showman, which is a shame. I love the music in that so much. Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like a fraud.
So From Now On is one of the songs. It's basically the turnaround point for the main character.
Yeah.
Where he decides, okay, I'm going to stop being a scumbag and like actually care about my family and my friends and all that. So as if P.T. Barnum ever had that moment in real life, I don't think he did.
No.
Once again, very controversial figure in history.
Yes.
And definitely romanticizes him a lot, but the music is
Yes.
so good.
And Hugh Jackman does such a great job. And so does Zac Efron. Like, they both do it great.
And Zendaya. They're a
oh
blessing.
my gosh. Also good.
But yeah, I chose From Now On because that is the one that was the most emotionally moving for me. Like when I first watched it, and just like the combination of the song with the lyrics and the choreography of the dancing of all the circus performers, and it was just, it was really good. I love that song.
What is the song that he sings with the kids towards the beginning, and then it kind of becomes a repeating? What is that one called?
I don't know. I couldn't say.
I love that one. I'm just gonna say right now because I'll probably forget because it's not written on my list. But Greatest Showman, the whole thing, honorable mention for me. All of it.
That's fair.
I love it.
Yeah.
I feel really terrible that I didn't remember it. I think that's a great pick.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. My last one is from Singing in the Rain. Any guesses on which one I picked?
Singing in the Rain.
No.
Okay.
Moses.
In that case, okay. I was gonna say
because the dancing again is so good.
yeah.
And that whole thing is so funny. It's the Moses Supposes song, and like that song will get stuck in my head on a fairly regular basis. But I love it so much.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I have some songs from that one in my honorable mentions, but
Okay.
So I wouldn't have picked the Moses one, but that's a great one. I love how catchy that one is, and I love how it's like based on like a tongue twister for like practicing
like
like
vocalizing
warm-ups for
lines.
like I love it. It's very good.
Yeah.
I also love just the concept of that movie being like about the transition from like silent films to talking films. It's like super cool. I love that movie.
It's so meta. I love it. Like we could honestly do a whole episode just picking apart Singing in the Rain because it's so fascinating.
Like a video essay style.
Yeah. So let's go through some honorable mentions. Although I do want to say I am very proud of us and very surprised that we did not have any duplicates in our top 5.
Well, that's just because there's so many musicals out there.
It's true. There are so many. But like we have fairly similar taste, minus a few. But
and
like in general.
Yeah.
Right. So like it's surprising to me that we didn't have any. Like because when we did the robots, which there aren't as many robots, but like we had quite a few in common.
Yeah.
So sticking with Singing in the Rain, I like the whole soundtrack, but specifically my honorable mentions are Good Morning, Singing in the Rain, and Make 'Em Laugh. I love Make 'Em Laugh.
I cannot believe I forgot about Make 'Em Laugh. No, that song is so good.
It's so good. I debated between Moses and Make 'Em Laugh to be in my top. but
Oh,
because they're both so good, and the physicality of both of them, like the choreography, is phenomenal.
I would almost swap
But
out from now on for Make 'em Laugh.
that's
Like,
fair.
depending on the day, I would. I'll
Yeah,
keep it, but like that one
yeah,
is so stinking good. I
right.
loved that song when I was a kid too. That was my
Yeah,
favorite one in
me
the whole
too.
movie.
I will still sing that. Like when I'm over at mom and dad, sometimes I'll make a joke about, like I'll quote, make them laugh at them, and of course,
Hmm.
dad never gets it. But
I'll like wake up for work and be hating life, and I'll
mhm.
be like, "Good morning, good morning."
Yes, yes, it's such a good
It's
song.
great to stay up late. Is it though?
Well, you know
Ooh.
what? For them, they were hitting the adrenaline rush of staying up all night long and never actually going to sleep.
Right.
It's
Right.
a little different experience than like staying up till 5 and waking up at 8.
Mm.
Because those 3 hours
Um,
will mess you up. But
so would you like to just rapid fire through some honorable mentions or just like take turns? Like, do you want me to
let's
name
take
off a few now?
turns because I'm afraid if we do,
Too much overlap if we do that.
well, I'm afraid if we just rapid fire, then it'll be a lot of one of us talking for a long time. So let's
True.
alternate.
Okay, so you named off a couple. Let me name off a couple, then we can go like alternating. Okay,
Hmm.
so um, I don't. You may have mentioned also. If you already mentioned it, I'll just glaze over and we'll keep going. But from Pocahontas, "Color of the Wind" is
Yep.
maybe my favorite song with Savages. Those are both really good, but I really like
Hmm.
"Color of the Wind." Um, for Mary Poppins, I don't think you mentioned this one. "Step in Time" was in my honorable mentions, but I also had "Let's Go Fly a Kite." I
That one is
love
really
that
good.
one. And also Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, of course.
Yeah.
But Let's Go Fly a
So,
Kite is really, really good.
yeah. Yeah. I totally agree. So pairing off of what you said, for my Mary Poppins honorable mention, I have A Spoonful of Sugar. I
Hmm.
just love that song. And I want to touch back on Colors of the Wind because yes, it's one of my favorites. And then
Hmm.
Savages, I just want to give myself and you probably a little bit of an explanation. I hate that this song is called Savages,
Yeah, for sure.
um, parts 1 and 2, because the I love the vocal like juxtaposition of the white English settlers and the Native Americans. Like the way their songs clash against each other
Uh
is
huh.
so good. And then when Pocahontas comes in with her like super high over the top motif,
Uh
like
huh.
goosebumps and shivers every time. It's
And
so good.
the lyrics are just so foreboding, and
Yes.
especially like just looking at history, it's just
Mhm.
so heartbreaking because it's like they're different from us, which means they can't be trusted. It's
Mhm.
just like, oh, I really wish that that ever went away.
Yeah.
I wish I could say
Yeah.
that it even went away by now, but unfortunately, no.
Yeah.
Um, it's
History says
hard.
no.
It's tough.
But the song I think is very well written. I wish it was
Yes.
called something else. But
Yeah. Um, so that's Pocahontas.
mhm.
Do I have anything else Disney that I can name off really quickly?
Maybe like
Um,
pick a if you have because I have a few that are like multiple songs from a movie. So like if you
yeah.
have a movie or a musical, I should say, and then some favorites from it, we can go that way.
Okay, so we're gonna go Les Mis. I
Mm-hmm.
really like Do You Hear the People Sing
Mm-hmm.
and One Day More. Those are my two that I really like from Les Mis. Um, I really like Do You Hear the People Sing because of a YouTube video I saw one time of like people
Mm-hmm.
singing it in a bunch of different languages, and it was
Yeah.
really really cool. Um, and then One Day More is like the
Yeah.
flagship song of that whole thing. So I've only ever seen the movie once again with Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
um, I've never seen any other like stage production or any other production of it, so that's what I'm basing it off of. But
I think that's
yeah.
fair.
Hmm.
So I again forgot to put Les Mis, which I feel terrible because I've actually seen Les Mis
Mm. Oh, in
in
Europe?
London,
Yeah.
and it was so good. So I'll just put a caveat and say that like the whole Les Mis soundtrack,
Yeah.
it's an honorable mention. And if I could go back in time and see it in theater again in London, I would, like in a
Hmm.
heartbeat, because that
Yeah.
was such a cool experience. So if you're ever in an opportunity where you could see Les Mis put on by an official theater troupe,
Hmm.
highly recommend. So,
Nice.
So I'll say a movie now. So I'm going to go back to Prince of Egypt
Here we go.
and say the whole soundtrack, but specifically Deliver Us and The 10 Plagues.
Oh yeah.
Because again, that conflict between Moses and Ramses, so good.
Yep. I would also throw in, I forget what it's called, but it's, if it even has a specific name, it's the one where Moses is like confronted with his past, and he's like got a bunch of emotions, and he's talking about like sweet perfumes of incense, rooms of alabaster stone, all I ever wanted.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
Yep.
I really like All I Ever Wanted also.
Yeah, agreed. Would you like to pick a movie now?
Yes, I will go with Phantom of the Opera, the songs that I think are honorable mentions. So Masquerade, you already mentioned, is very good. Music of the Night, that's another one that's really, really, really good. I like those a lot, and I love the Down Once More, because it's just when he's just yelling at the top of his lungs when he's dragging Christine back down to his creepy lair. It's just, I don't know, powerful. It's epic, but like gross, but it's, if you know, you know, if you've seen that story. But yeah, those are mine from Phantom of the Opera.
Fair. I really like Masquerade, but I didn't have it on my honorable mentions list because I didn't think
That's
of
fine.
it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to Sound of Music and just say all of it.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
That's fair.
I watched that movie recently, which I mentioned on the podcast, but it made me so emotional. Like all the songs hit different when you're in your 30s. I don't know why, but it's good.
How do we solve a problem like Anna?
Yeah.
It's a little too self-insert.
Maybe.
Interesting.
No, it's so good.
Interesting thing about Sound of Music that Hope has said before that I agree with, and it's funny because Myra is a listener of the podcast, and I think she'll find this amusing. Whenever Hope talks about Sound of Music, she always says that she just pictures Maria as her mom.
Oh yeah, because she has the same haircut.
They're like the same person.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
like making play clothes out of curtains.
Yeah.
That is so Myra.
Yeah. That's fair.
Just yeah. So there you go, Myra.
Which, like, what a compliment.
Oh yeah.
You are Julie Andrews.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Happy Mother's Day, depending on when, I don't know when this is coming out.
It will come out just before Mother's Day.
There you go. Happy Mother's Day, Myra. Hope thinks that you remind her of Julie Andrews in her prime.
Specifically
Sound of Music.
in Sound of Music.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, Sound of Music is really good.
Yeah.
Good pick. So for Greatest Showman, I just had The Greatest Show, which is like the opening number as well. And also, which one? Whoa, Rewrite the Stars. That's one with Zac Efron and Zendaya.
Yeah.
That one's really good. I love the story of that song, how it's about like a interracial couple and like trying to forge a path forward in that day and age and in that society. It's a really powerful song that I think can kind of be viewed as that kind of song. A lot of people that are in relationships that are not traditional relationships are I feel like they kind of adopted that song, which is cool.
Yeah, I mean, and I think it's certainly better now, but I think there are still some stigmas in some places against interracial couples.
Oh, I'm
too.
sure.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, I think it's easily adoptable to anyone who's in a relationship that's not.
Because even if there's stuff like
not
that.
Typical is the wrong word. Traditional is what I meant to say.
Right. Even if there's not as much of that nowadays, as like in America, certainly in other countries there is still stuff like that happens.
I would say that there's still stuff like that in parts of America, probably.
Well, no, for sure, but
But
certainly
sure
in
in
other
other
places in
countries
the
too.
world, in other places in the world, there is still a lot of
Stigma around that.
interracial couples. So that's the Greatest Showman.
Yeah, I forgot about Greatest Showman, so I'm going to just ditto the whole thing. And go to one that I think you probably forgot. South Pacific.
I 100% did.
Yeah, which also controversial, but
It's been a long time. It's been a long time since I've seen that one.
yeah, the song I'm picking specifically is "I'm Gonna Wash That Man Right Out of My Hair"
Yeah.
because it's so funny and I love it so much. I didn't know that I was going to be picking so many musical songs that just make me laugh, like belly gut laugh.
Yeah.
But here we are.
Yeah. That would be the only song I think I can remember from that,
It's
to be
so
honest.
good. Probably because we used to sing it all the time.
Yeah. It's catchy. It's an earworm.
It is.
I will go on to, so I just want to, I don't have very many left.
I'm
I
almost
feel
done
like,
too.
okay. So I feel like mine are pretty safe. Like I'm not going to overlap with you. I
Okay.
might barrel through. Only a couple left. So
Just spread them out so that we can go back and forth.
well, okay. I will devote some more time to Hamilton because so that'll be my last like big chunky one.
Okay. Perfect.
So Alexander Hamilton, the opening number, very good. I already said my shot in my top 5. I love the Lafayette song. I love Who Lives, Who Dies, Who Tells Your Story. The closing song
Yes.
is so powerful because Eliza's singing it. It is so just haunting and just the message. It's great. I love it. The farewell song with George Washington too is Tell Him How to Say Goodbye. Is that? I think that's what it's called.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
I want to sit under my own vine and fig tree.
Sucker
Yeah.
Punch.
Yep.
So good. I feel bad that I forgot all of these.
It's a great show.
I'm dittoing everything.
Watch it now on Disney Plus. Not a sponsor.
And probably never will be a sponsor.
Right.
I mean, that'd be great, but
So yeah, Hamilton. Great stuff.
yeah. So I mentioned Seven Brides for Seven Brothers already and like talked about how problematic it is, but I just want to reiterate that like I love all the songs. Like they're all very good. And then Get Me to the Church on Time from My Fair Lady. Which is an oddball choice, I know.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, for most of my college experience, that was the default song in my brain.
It's so random.
Which is very weird.
Weird.
But like, so that song has haunted me for so long. And it's really fun. So, but mostly just because it's been stuck in my head for a chunk of my life.
Hope did pick a song from My Fair Lady because she had a list of her own. I don't remember which one it was though. What are some other? Do you know what other well-known songs were from that?
I had the list pulled up. Hold on. Let me get back there.
Because My Fair Lady, I haven't seen that one in so long, but I know that like Grandma had it on VHS and that big like two-part VHS set.
Could be Just You Wait.
Maybe.
Or The Rain in Spain.
No, wasn't that.
Wouldn't It Be Loverly?
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Really
I remember
too.
the Loverly.
Yeah, that one's really good too. Really a phenomenal show.
Yeah.
With
I should rewatch that. It's been a long time.
You should. I should too, honestly.
I was a child.
Yeah.
So I have this is a one-off. Your mind's gonna be blown. You're like, I forgot this because I'm counting it because it is a music number. They do know that they're singing. Like there's two different types of music numbers in movies, right? The kind where they're singing and they don't realize it because like it's part of the world, and the part where it's like they know they're singing, it's kind of performative, right? The Shallows from The Star Is Born, Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper.
I've never seen it.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. But it is really good. You should watch that.
Okay.
Well,
I should. It's on my
also,
list. I just haven't.
If you want to be sad.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I know it's sad.
Um, yeah, I just there was it's like the most heartbreaking part of the whole movie, and like everyone's crying. We went and saw it with our friend Dan and his brother Brandon, and like Brandon said the most out of pocket thing like right at the saddest part of the whole movie, and everyone, like all of us, just busted out laughing.
Oh
It was
my
really stupid.
gosh.
I can't repeat what he said. Um,
I
so
am not surprised.
anyway, you'll watch it sometime, and then I'll tell you about
Okay.
what I'll tell you about it.
Okay.
Um, anyway,
I do know that
so
song. I just haven't seen the movie. So.
yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you already mentioned Singing in the Rain,
Mm-hmm.
but I want to talk more about Singing in the Rain because you
Okay.
mentioned Make 'Em Laugh
Mm-hmm.
and Good Morning. What's
And
the
sing. I
name
also mentioned "Singing in the Rain."
and Singing in the Rain itself? What
Mm-hmm.
is the name of the song where it's like the trippy dream sequence song?
Oh, what is
Because
the name of that
I
song?
really like that one. Um, it's mostly dancing. Um,
Clackety typing sounds probably.
clickety clickety clackety.
Um, is it the Broadway ballet? That kind of sounds
Maybe
right. Yes, it's the Broadway ballet. Um, it also has no lyrics, which is why it was not coming up in the traditional song lists. But it's very good.
it is very good.
And I picked the barn dance, which is also technically just a dance number.
Yeah. So anyway, the Broadway ballet from Singing in the Rain is a very cool dance number
Mm-hmm.
that I enjoyed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else on your list?
Let's see. I don't remember if I said any Lion King things when you were talking about Lion King,
I
but
don't think you did.
okay. I really like Be Prepared,
Yep.
which that's the villain song, right?
Yep.
And then I also really like I Can't Wait. I just can't wait to be king. I think it's super fun.
Not lovely bunch of coconuts with the
I mean, I also love that, but
with the
it's not
talking skull.
really a Lion King song. I think it's like a riff of an actual song.
It is. It is.
Um, and then I guess my last honorable mention, unless I missed one, which I don't think I did, is from Tangled. I See the Light.
That's good.
Gets me right in the heart
That's very good.
every time.
I have one more movie.
Okay.
So you're gonna laugh. The song
You're gonna
is
laugh
one
because
that
I forgot another one.
you're gonna laugh at which song I'm picking from the movie, and you're
Okay.
also gonna kick yourself. Choreography.
Okay, I did say that I didn't think of any Christmas movies.
But White Christmas has so many.
It does. You're right. Okay,
There's that
I'm gonna
one.
say White Christmas blanket statement. They're all amazing.
Yeah. Um there's a lot of good stuff in that one, but Hope and I quote
Choreography
that
is so
an
good.
unhealthy amount.
It's so good.
They're doing choreography. Uh
Gosh,
it's so over the top and dramatic. I love
I
it so
am
much.
kicking myself. Oh, I love that whole movie.
Mhm. It's a great one.
You know what?
And the sisters,
I
that's a great one
yes.
too.
Oh, so good.
uh
Yeah, you're right. I am kicking myself. What a dummy. What a dummy.
hey, no Brigadoon.
I do really like Brigadoon very much. I couldn't say that I have any of the songs like
Me neither.
stuck in my head very often. But it is very enchanting. And I do really like it.
I only ever get the song in my head where they like chased him through the woods, but I don't even know the lyrics. All I can think of is just like the inflections.
I think it's not in English, which I think is probably why you
Oh,
don't know the lyrics.
probably.
I think it's in Scottish. I could be wrong. I could be misremembering.
It's
But
probably in Gaelic.
I do really like Brigadoon very much.
Yeah.
But I couldn't like there's the song when they're in the heather, which I really like, but I couldn't tell you what it's called.
I don't know
So
any
it
of them.
didn't I didn't feel like it stood out enough to like.
That's
Because
fair.
all the songs I listed, I could break out and sing right now.
Yeah.
Every last
All the
one of
one.
them.
Yeah, all the ones in my top 5, I could do word for word, even my shot from Hamilton.
Yeah. Yep.
That's all I got.
So
It's a lot of music.
it is a lot of music, and we've been talking for a long time. But we got to do our usual thing, my dude.
Yeah.
Tell me what you're watching, playing, reading. Tell me all the things.
Well, for watching, we're watching Violet Evergarden
Yes.
for anime night, and it's so sad, but so good.
But it's so good.
And it's so pretty. It's very
We
good.
did we get through the whole like all the episodes, or did we stop?
We got through all the episodes. Yeah.
Yeah. So
now
now we're
it's
just into movie territory.
it's movies. Yeah.
If you've ever watched Violet Evergarden, you know there's one episode in particular that is just like heart wrenching.
So rude.
And it started playing, and I go, "Oh, this one," which I didn't mean to. It just like slipped out because I was like, "We're gonna get to that one episode that is so good. Like it's so good, but it is so sad."
Man. Now I'm remembering it. Okay. No, Violet Evergarden. Critical Role Campaign 3.
Mm-hmm.
Demon Slayer. What?
Which I'm gonna be in Texas for the next episode of Campaign 3, and we're gonna watch it
Yeah.
together. And
That'd be
I'm so
fun.
excited.
That'd be fun.
Okay, that's all. Sorry, I'm just excited.
Demon Slayer. The Swordsmith Village arc. Love
Mm-hmm.
it.
It's very fun.
I love it. I'm so excited for some other stuff that's yet to come.
We'll be together when that new episode comes. We can watch that new episode together too.
You're right. You're
On
right.
Sunday.
On Sunday. You're totally right.
Doing
So-
a happy dance.
I think from the last time we recorded, Mandalorian ended.
Yes.
So we finished that.
What a
and
nice little cherry on top.
Yeah, it felt like
Like-
a clear end of part 1 is what it felt like.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if I know there's going to be more, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's like some kind of time jump.
Yeah. Agreed. Because this is a nice, easy place to put a time jump.
Yeah. And man, talk about like cool fight scenes. So many jetpacks. Like, holy cow. That was one of the coolest moments.
Also, they led us to believe that there was going to be a
Well,
spy.
The internet kind of grabbed hold of the episode title, which was called The Spies or something. And
Yeah.
man, we all owe the armorer an apology because
It's true. And Axe Wolf.
yeah. Man, Axe Woves, he
Woves, sorry, whatever his name is.
yeah.
I think I said Wolf.
Man, they both killed it in that episode.
They did.
So I feel bad.
MVPs. Yeah,
I was more skeptical about the armor. They were pretty sus. But
agreed.
no, man, they were more than fine. They were epic. So
Yep.
anyway, Mandalorian ended. Also been watching Vinland Saga on Netflix because new episodes came out for that. That's pretty much it for watching. For reading, I have been reading Ruby Red, which was the book that Hope wanted me to read about time travel.
I was going to ask you about that because you mentioned it one week and then didn't mention it the next week. So I didn't know if you had finished it or what happened.
I'm like well over halfway now, I think.
Nice.
But no, it's been good. It's definitely I've been so used to like these big, huge, chunky fantasy books that I'm like reading this book and I'm like, I feel like it just started and it's almost over already.
Yeah.
Man, Stormlight Archives have just ruined me. I'm expecting these like 400,000 word books.
Yeah. You need to recalibrate.
I know, right? Man. Republic of Thieves, reading for the read along, of course. Still reading Solo Leveling and Promised Neverland. My collection is growing. I'm almost halfway. I think there's 20 volumes of the manga and I'm on like 8. So
Okay.
I'm chugging along.
When I'm
great.
there, I'd like to see what's happening in the volume you're reading. So I
Okay.
can know. We'll talk about it more in a minute.
Okay.
Anyway.
For playing Persona 4 Golden, still playing D&D. Yes, the Dragon Egg is still around. It will go entire sessions without even mentioning it because it's just like known that it's there.
Yeah.
No, it's been fun. We did play last Sunday, and that's been going great. Hope has honestly been kind of the MVP with combat recently.
Nice.
She has been doing some crazy spells with her warlock that have just been popping off and doing crazy damage.
That's awesome.
Very, very cool to see. And I think combat is actually like her favorite part of the game, which is also entertaining to me.
That's so funny. I could see
so-
that though, because I think in the One Ring she also enjoyed the combat parts.
Yeah. But in this game, she's been melting fools. Like,
Nice.
Sarah's probably gonna listen to this and be like, "Guess it's time to amp up the difficulty." But
Do it.
shh, don't say that.
No, I support it.
Well,
Let the DM have some fun.
if my character dies, I've got like 50 backups.
Yeah, you do.
Anyway, so that's pretty much it for what I'm playing right now. But I just got to say, I'm like super excited for Tears of the Kingdom, which is coming out on the 12th, and I have already pre-ordered it, and it's supposed to be I put the pre-order delivery day, so it's gonna be the launch day delivery day for the pre-order, so it should be showing up on the 12th. I'm super excited.
Nice.
I've been like watching the trailer over and over again. Super pumped. Jedi Survivors just came out, which I also really want to get. There's just too many games. There's too many games, guys. I have games that I need to play that I already own, and all these new games are coming out that are really cool, and I'm stressed. But anyway, that's me. Your turn.
Yeah. Okay. So for my watching, I watched The Promised Neverland. I started watching it on Netflix, and then they had all of season 1 in English, and then it ended, and I was like, I want more of this. Is there really only one season? And so then I went to Crunchyroll, and there was a second season, and they also had the English dub. So I watched seasons 1 and 2. It was very good. It made me feel things. And super emotional, which is why I want to look at which volume of the manga you're in so that we can discuss up to that point, because I have no idea how they followed the manga in the show. But I've heard
Goldie Pond is where I'm at.
I don't know what that means.
Maybe we shouldn't talk about it, because I think the manga goes like there's like a lot of story in the manga that didn't get put into the anime. I don't want to spoil anything.
I also don't want to spoil anything, but I want to talk to you about it. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Also watching Demon Slayer, yes, Violet Evergarden, Critical Role Campaign 3. I did start Campaign 1 technically. I didn't make it through the first episode. So we'll see if I go back to it or not. I had it on for background noise. But there's a person in it that's annoying. So
The person who's like no longer in it?
Yes.
Yeah, so you should just look up to the episode where like they aren't there anymore.
20.
Just jump ahead. Just
think?
that's what
Is that okay?
that's what a lot of people recommend, like on the Reddit thread anyway for Critical Role. They're like, just skip ahead, because it's there's some really cringe moments, and it only gets worse. Like there's some really uncomfortable moments.
Maybe I will then.
You can just skip, and the vibes will be so much better after they're gone.
Well, that was the other thing. I was like, it feels weird. It doesn't feel like Critical Role right now, but also it's like the first time that they're streaming, so like, obviously it's not going to be as polished as they are now, or even as polished as they were in Campaign 2.
Audio quality for that first episode is pretty garbage.
Yeah, it's bad. There's a moment like Matt is just kind of starting to introduce the premise of where we're starting, and the audio is so bad that someone who's like the cameras or sound or whoever is like, we're having some bottleneck issues with the sound, and then they all just like pause and sit there for a while. And you can still hear the buzzing. Anyway, it's not obviously not the highest quality, which is fine. Like they were just starting out. But if it's like widely acceptable to skip ahead, maybe I will do that. Yeah,
it's pretty common. I think a lot of people will be like, yeah, just skip ahead to once that character is gone. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, because the vibes are definitely different, and they're weird. And then I owe you a small apology.
Why?
Because, well, maybe you haven't even noticed. So I recently fell into a hole on TikTok of pin collecting videos, specifically Disney pin collecting videos. And they're kind of satisfying. And so then I was watching some on YouTube while I was working on homework, and I didn't realize that I was on the Lit Round Table YouTube account. So, like, our recommended videos for the podcast account, I didn't, like, subscribe to anyone, but I was just, like, watching videos. And then I was annoyed when I went to watch them on something else and was like, why are none of my pin watching videos here? And then I was like, you dingus.
That is so funny.
So I'm sorry. When you log into the Lit Round Table, you will see all of our recommended videos are, like, pin collecting videos.
Because I only ever go there to upload content. I never go there to
Well,
peruse.
I look at, like, I didn't mean, it was not intentional.
Yeah.
I just simply forgot that I hadn't switched accounts back to my account.
That is so funny.
So, yeah, little niche, little bit of nerd. Also,
Lovely.
really makes me want to go to the parks, and also, like, makes me want to go to a Disney store. So I don't know if I'm going to have much time with Hope over in Texas, but maybe I can convince her to go to a Disney store. That's all for watching, I think.
Okay.
I finished my first semester of grad school this week, you guys, which is super exciting, but also means I don't remember a lot of everything.
Mm-hmm.
For reading Castle in the Air. Also read a couple of picture books for class. The first one being Your Name is a Song. I will put the author's name in the description because I do not have it handy. But this is basically a picture book about how important it is to learn how to say other people's names, even if they're not like a name that you're traditionally familiar with. But like, it's valuable, and not learning how to say someone's name is like kind of dehumanizing and like just not cool. So you should figure it out.
Say it the right way.
Yeah. And if you're not sure, ask them and then learn. Like sometimes you gotta put in the effort. So.
And I would say sometimes people will just prefer you to use a nickname, because I have a coworker who is from Shanghai, China, and she goes by Ivory because like she just chose that name when she came here because she's like, I think, well, Chinese names are different too. I feel like Chinese names have a kind of like special thing. But anyway, there's a cultural stuff.
Yeah, that's fair. We did talk about in class about how like some immigrants will, in order to like claim agency back for themselves, they will pick a name and like that's therapeutic. So it really just boils down to ask people what their preferred name is. And if their preferred name is their given name, figure it out.
Yeah.
Sorry. A little soapboxy, but just saying.
Coming from someone who has a name that looks normal but doesn't sound normal.
True.
Quit calling me Anna.
we talked about that a little bit in class, just like how it doesn't really bother me because I know that it's not intentional, or like I know why it's happening. But I will say that sometimes it's a little frustrating when it's someone that I've known forever and they know my name and they still say Anna. I'm like, come on. But I get people's tongue slip. But it's whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not super offended. I'll pretty much answer anything. But just saying. It's a really pretty book. You did get lucky. You just got an F on the end of your name instead of a PH. But
which makes more sense, really.
True. Very true. Anyway, it's a very beautiful picture book. The next one is called That Flag, and it's a book about the Confederate flag and what it means to different families. It's very good. The main character is a little black girl who has a best friend who's a little white girl, but she's not allowed to like hang out at the white girl's house because they fly a Confederate flag. And there's like discrepancy about what it means. Interesting.
So they're kind of like
very good.
So they're like trying to hash out with each other what that flag means to each other. That is fascinating. I feel like a lot of people should read that book.
Agreed. I'd like to buy 1 million copies and just spread them everywhere.
Leave them in hotel dresser drawers.
Yeah. Why not? Why not? Yeah. So that one's really good. We're also reading The Republic of Thieves, of course. And then my last book that I read was a graphic novel called Anya's Ghost.
Ooh.
Which was so good.
Was it spooky?
Yes.
Ooh.
But it was very like, it's very good.
So did you say graphic novel?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's about a girl whose family this was I think a recommendation from a classmate, but it wasn't one that we had to read for class. So I think I saw it on like someone's list and was like, oh, and then our library had it. But it's about a girl whose family are Russian immigrants, and but she immigrated before she was school age, so she's pretty much like acclimated to being in the USA. And she like has this encounter where she falls down a well, and there's like there's bones in the bottom of the well, and then like this ghost that's attached to these bones like becomes her buddy, and it becomes very nefarious, and it's very good.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, so would recommend for sure.
So it's
and
like
it's
a Western comic, right? It's not like a not like a manga. Okay.
Yeah. It's just like a traditional graphic novel.
Okay.
Like printed in the U.S.
Okay.
You read left to right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good question. I don't have any manga to recommend right now because I am not reading any manga at the moment. But which is not to say that I don't have plenty to read.
Yeah.
I have all of Demon Slayer. I still have a ton of Witch Hat Atelier, and To Your Eternity, Snow White with the Red Hair. Like, I have a ton of manga I could be reading, but instead I'm checking out graphic novels from my public library.
Hey man, support your libraries.
I know, it's true. Support your libraries. As a future librarian, support your libraries.
Yeah, man.
So, anyway. Oh, and then playing, guys. I got my Switch.
Ooh.
Technically, I have played it for like 5 minutes. Link from Breath of the Wild has walked through 2 doorways.
So he's still shirtless.
He is still shirtless. And actually, I sent Joseph a video when I was first playing. I was like, when do I find a shirt for this poor boy?
I mean, pretty quickly.
Okay, good. So that means I really have not gotten very far at all.
No.
He has a tablet thing that looks suspiciously a lot like a Switch.
Weird. Weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for you. I think you're going to love it. It's such a pretty game.
Me too. It is, so far, very pretty. I'm just in this little cave, but so far.
Yeah. Very fun. Very excited. Cool.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Well, can we give him a little teaser?
Enough?
I think so. Let's give a little teaser for next time. So this weekend, I'm going to Texas. We're going to a Ren Fair. So the next episode is going to be about the SibNerds go to the Ren Fair, and I'm very excited.
Woo!
It's
going to be fun.
So, yeah. In the meantime,
Go read something cool.
and we'll talk at you next time.
Later.